space flight is risky, even at its safest, and even at its most routine. And a test flight by nature is neither safe nor routine.
Boeing is facing yet another significant setback as 2 US astronauts, originally scheduled for an 8-day mission aboard Boeing Starliner, find themselves stranded on the International Space Station, ISS, for what has now turned into an 8-month ordeal.
This is a tough business that we're in. Human spaceflight is not easy in any regime. And there have been multiple issues with every spacecraft that's ever been designed, and that's the nature of what we do. You know, that mantra you've heard, failure is not an option. That's why we are staying here now.
The astronauts, Barry, Butch, Wilmore and Sunitha Suni Williams, will return to Earth not on their own spacecraft but aboard a rival SpaceX vehicle, marking a major embarrassment for Boeing in its ongoing rivalry with Elon Musk's SpaceX.
This has not been an easy decision, but it is absolutely the right one.
NASA made the tough call to keep the astronauts on the ISS and to send Starliner back to Earth without a crew, prioritising safety above all else. While NASA insists it hasn't lost confidence in Boeing, this latest failure adds to the company's growing list of high-profile struggles, especially in light of the ongoing rivalry with SpaceX. We have had so many embarrassments lately, we are under a microscope. This just made it, like, 100 times worse. We hate SpaceX. We talk about them all the time, and now they're bailing us out. It's shameful. I'm embarrassed. I'm horrified. In 2014, NASA awarded contracts to both Boeing and SpaceX to develop spacecraft capable of transporting astronauts to the ISS, aiming to foster competition and ensure redundancy. However, the rivalry quickly became one-sided. While SpaceX has successfully completed 9 crewed launches and established its Crew Dragon as NASA's preferred vehicle, Boeing has struggled with delays and technical challenges, failing to achieve certification. As a result, Boeing is now $1.6 billion over budget and may incur additional costs if NASA requires further crewed test flights for its Starliner spacecraft.
You never want to just have one option. That's what we found with the space shuttle. Way back when we had the first accident, there was a lot put into one vehicle. So having a second option is really important.
Elon Musk's SpaceX beat Boeing to the punch and has been the lone vehicle used to taxi astronauts for the past 4 years. This year's crewed Starliner flight, which followed years of delays during the craft's development, was meant to be a last test of the vehicle before it enters regular operations.
We need to get the vehicle back on deck, go through the data, and once we've done that, we'll start thinking about our next steps.
The trouble began shortly after the Starliner successfully launched on June 5th, carrying Wilmore and Williams to the ISS. However, as the spacecraft neared the space station, NASA and Boeing identified a series of technical issues, including helium leaks and problems with the spacecraft's reaction control thrusters. These issues raised serious concerns about whether Starliner could safely return the astronauts to Earth.
At that point, there was no logical or safety rationale to put 2 human beings at risk for this return of the Boeing Starliner. So it will go back uncrewed.
This is where the rubber meets the road, where we are going to leave this planet, and that is pretty darn cool.
This is a test flight. So when you do test, you expect to find things, and we expect to find things.